statements. My apologies for having to cut that short. The last speaker of this panel for today is known to virtually everybody in the room, just Honorable Mr. Justice Jawad Hassan. And may I also say that he will be speaking about the need to institutionalize alternative dispute resolutions and to promote economic and trade opportunities. He's also been very instrumental in establishing the commercial courts in Punjab. Justice Hassan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable Senior Puny Judge, the Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, the Organizing Committee, the Chair, the judges of the various provinces and Chief Justices. 24 hours ago, we were sitting here, we heard about good, bad, and the ugly. Today, I'll speak only about good on rule of law, good on dispensation of justice, and good on the access to justice on the concept of ADR in promoting the free spirit in Pakistan. It's a great pleasure to able to address to you all, but first of all, I must congratulate Pakistan on an extraordinary initiative taken by the Lahore High Court in establishing the first commercial courts and the arbitration and the overseas cell with the support of the Supreme Court of Pakistan. And my task in 12 minutes today is to put a wider context and look into, in terms of current developments worldwide, like the London Commercial Courts, established in 1895, gained the respect and prestige, and 80% of the users of the London Commercial Courts are the foreign parties. Then the Singapore, the English-speaking German courts, the English-speaking French courts, and the other courts in the world, which we have taken the examples of setting up our commercial courts, a successful model. When Justice Jawad Hassan Saab came to us with the Lahore, with the Chief Justice of Pakistan, when we trained the judges 22 years ago, now we are on a path to talk about goods today. One cannot, where are my slides? Next, please. One cannot underestimate the critical importance of an effective, speedy, trusted dispute settlement system to the constituency outside one's own country, to outside international users, and to tailor and structure to procedures, make them bespoke in order to cater specifically the needs of those international users aspiring for building confidence in foreign investment in Pakistan. Other international users are looking Pakistan commercial courts. As you can see, my senior puny, Justice Malik Shahzad, is sitting with us because when we set up this commercial courts and overseas cell, the then Chief Justices were all supporting us with the Supreme Court. And now my senior puny, who's been continuing as this, is sitting just to know how he will support the next future of these two new initiatives we have. We represent, when we travel abroad, setting up commercial overseas cell in 2019 and commercial courts in 2020. Recently, I was at Justice Shah in London. When people ask, who are you from? We say we represent 112 million people, Pakistan, with 36 districts, 80,000 square miles of the most populous state, fifth state in the world. We have shown the world, walk the talk, by setting up the commercial courts, giving judgments on them, being implemented. Even the Supreme Court of Pakistan recently acknowledged Justice Qadi Faisal and Justice Afidi's judgment. We'll explain that later. This how Lahore High Court taken initiative. But I must say before I start, our doors are open for other provinces to follow. They can come to us. I can leave the documents, how we prepared, the booklets we made for other provinces to do, and I can even come to you with the permission of my Chief Justice and tell you and guide you, if you like, at the end, what we've done. Judicial perspective. When we travel anywhere in the world, the only way to build the confidence of the investor in the world is to attract the foreign investor, is the capital with only flow when they look at the good ecosystem in the country. To have again, I use the word, trusted, speedy, effective dispute settlement mechanism. And that can only be achieved when we did those with the help of the World Bank and other donors to set up this and both were supported by the High Court, the Justice and Supreme Court. And then, before this, the second is, first slide, Your Honor, I'm still in the first slide. When any investor looking into Pakistan internationally, which our users are also international users, 50%, the barometer and the gauge to measure the Pakistan investment as per World Bank report and US report is the corporate law firms. How good is Pakistan judiciary protecting the foreign investor and the sanctity to the arbitration agreements? And that is the judgment of Justice Aisha Malik, who passed the judgment in Lahore High Court, which was mentioned by Justice Jawad Hassan in the morning. That's 2021 CLD 1069, enforced the international award obtained and which was then upheld by the Honorable Speaker of Pakistan in 2021 SCMR 1728 by laying down some principles of the foreign arbitration under the New York Convention, and what principles they have laid down, Justice Jawad Hassan Sahab has read out. So I can skip that. Now, second question asked by the international community in London, in Singapore, in Dubai, when we're speaking, is, does your law permits that? And the answer to it, Pakistan is 75 Diamond Jubilee celebrated by the Supreme Court. The Constitution of Pakistan, Federal List Part 1, mentions international agreements and treaties. Pakistan's Constitution very clearly mentions and opens the door for any person, that is Article 4, inalienable right to be treated as per law, wherever he is, or for time being in Pakistan. Wherever he is, somebody who's outside Pakistan, and when I examined the Part 1 of the Constitution, the word used there was immigrant who goes out of Pakistan, and an immigrant who comes into Pakistan. And that is Article 4. Wherever he is, that's written in Article 4, or for time being in Pakistan. Second provision, which I always tell to foreign parties when we're addressing them, is the Article 37D, and then the most important is, how do we interplay who can achieve our doors? We always say that a person is used under articles of the Constitution, fundamental rights, a party is used under Article 199, individual is used under Article 10A, and the word also citizen is used under Article 260 of the Constitution. And if you intertwine them together and you interplay them together, any party, Article 199 says, subject to the Constitution, any party can file a writ petition before the High Court. So foreigners can come into it. While giving the Pizza Hut judgment, we explained the concept of foreigners entering Pakistan and not us using a judicial restraint. Then the most important topic again, whether we have any setup to look after the Secretary of under the rules of business, Federal Rules of Business, Schedule 1, there is the Board of Investment and Investment Division, the District Secretary is sitting here in Breen Iftikhar, and then under the Punjab Government Rules of Business 2011, Schedule 1, Secretary Industry, who is the administrator of the Commercial Code Ordinance, is also sitting since morning, wanted to know what our point of view is. Then moving back to Economic Reform Act, and also we have just been informed by the Board of Investment, federal government, that they are also resolving the foreign investment grievances through the Foreign Investment Ombudsperson, that is at the end, which is a draft for the foreign policy. That is it. Next slide, please. Under the access of justice for overseas Pakistanis and business community. Extraordinary initiative was taken by the Lahore High Court, as I mentioned. The constituency of both the courts which we established in 2019 and 20 is of foreign users. Like London commercial courts have 80% users are foreigners. And the world have trusted London now because they thought their jurisprudence under the English common law, and that is the prestige and enhances the prestige for Pakistan if we do set up SET. SET is called Speedy, Effective, and Trusted Dispute Mechanism through a court or through an ADR, which we are trying to solve at the next 10 minutes. Then we have Supreme Court of Pakistan, which has the HRC cell, which in first time in 2011 mentioned an overseas and took up a matter of an overseas, Then we have the High Courts of Pakistan. We have lots of cases where we always do, and the Supreme Court always does, is an E&E, early neutral party evaluation, when parties are now, when judges understand the case, when you can do an E&E, which is a practice now under international world, international community, where they can have a mediation. Not an arbitration, it takes long, a mediation, a reconciliation, or a settlement between parties. That is something very important for the understanding a commercial matter. Then we have appellant tribunals. Here we have the specialized courts. Rahat Kunayan is sitting here. She's the chairman of the CCP. They have an appellant tribunal. They are also dealing with the matter. When we're looking at it, the Lahore High Court then set up 2 judgments giving a time